Our mission is to focus on establishing healthy habits, including good nutrition, physical exercise, and health education to enhance the students' ability to learn.
I guess it was about 4 years ago, our School Improvement Council began an ad hoc wellness team of community members, teachers, and parents. And we started looking at initiatives like birthday policy, recess, all of the different facets of what makes a learning environment well for kids. And over the years, we've kind of boiled it down to that in order for the whole child to develop, you must look at academic, physical, and social emotional growth. Here at Sullivan's Island, we have some initiatives that are specific to wellness, things like our gardens or our healthy smoothie tastings in the cafeteria. But those aren't just part of wellness. Those are also part of our math and literacy, our coastal environment theme. So, I feel like there's always room for growth, but I feel like our teachers, parents, and students really understand the importance of making good life choices, and how when we're taking care of our bodies, we're interested in lots of different things, we're working to do our very best, caring for others, all those things also help us to be better learners. So wellness is definitely a priority here at Sullivan's Island Elementary. You saw the 5th grade group working on a math lesson where they're looking at the different formulae for measuring shapes. And they were able to work in groups right there in the sand and measure. And so not only do they have a tablet that's easy to use and easy to make large shapes on, the sand, but they're also outside, and they've taken time to walk out to the beach and be together out in the sunshine for just a little bit.
When you're inside, there's no sun and you're sitting in your chair. Out here you get to run around while learning and being in the sun.
One of the experiences that all of our grade levels do is to go with the science lab teacher down to the beach and pull the seine nets. And it's really neat to see all of the different creatures, everything from jellyfish and crabs and tiny blowfish that are living literally 100 yards from our back door at the school. They really enjoy that, and they come back and do research on the different animals, and that's also how we populate our tanks in the wet lab. So then they can actually come to class the next week and look in the fish tank, and there's some of the things that they work to catch with their class. We have a lot of parent volunteers that come in and that are yoga instructors outside of school that come in and do activities with classes. And again, just taking advantage of using the outdoors as a classroom, I think, is an important component of wellness. Even if you don't have a beach, just sometimes going outside and getting some fresh air. Several of the classes have a small yoga lesson a few times each week. We do a lot of movement in our music program, and in fact, we've been piloting a program called Quavers that tightly integrates physical movement with learning about music. And so today you saw them working on a hoop dance that was a perfect example of that. We also learned songs that help with our curriculum. So they were singing one of our healthy health songs, but we also have other ones about the water cycle and experimental design. And our special area teachers really work hard to bring in the core content standards and physical activity into music and art and PE. We have a partnership with the Green Heart Project, and we've also done a little bit of work with Mitchell Elementary, who also has a partnership. And on Mondays, a Green Heart gardener comes and works with our teachers, and they integrate science and math curriculum, and the students go down and they learn from everything from pollination to planting and harvesting. They measure the harvests and use different soils and all kinds of experimental variables. Some of the stuff that we grow are things that you could also find on our nature trail right here. We have an after-school club as well, and our goal is that students actually have a hands-on experience to see from seed to harvesting, and then also making recipes. We're working closely with our wellness team and our cafeteria to pull some of the things that we're growing into the school, and once a month we have a smoothie tasting, and sometimes we're able to use some of the things that we grow. We've made an herbed lemonade, we've tasted all kinds of radishes, and it's funny, a student will eat a radish or a kale smoothie at school when maybe they wouldn't be so apt to try that at home. and we publish the recipes on our website and encourage kids to go home and make those with their family.
Here specifically, we've been able to implement the salad bar this year. That's a new initiative for us, and it's really given the kids more of a choice of what they want for lunch, and it's really increased their awareness of vegetables and things that generally they weren't eating before, but now they really seem to enjoy. We'll say about 70 a day. Within a relatively small elementary school, that's a pretty good number. And the kids are super excited about it. I mean, they come in and they see the different things. They pick out the peppers or the broccoli. I love how they pick out the chickpeas or garbanzo beans. That's something we weren't sure about, but they've really taken to that well.
One of the things our staff has really worked on is looking at how can we best utilize every little nook and cranny of our space to help kids learn. For example, we have a large bus loop. We've painted track lanes on that, and we're able to do everything from little go-kart races to jogging club and walking club. We also have an area underneath the school where we've worked to have a small track where in the mornings, every morning students come in and they're able to start their day with 20 minutes of walking and jogging. Our multi-purpose room was, since we're in a new building, our PE teacher worked closely with the architect to format the floor in a way that helped her instructionally with having different stations for students to do PE at. Every class has physical education twice a week. One of those times is a more traditional physical education class, and the other one we call movement. And in those classes, they're doing things like kid-friendly fitness boot camp, cup stacking, yoga. She's done all kinds of interesting things with that. And I think that exposing children to a variety of different physical activities is extremely important in the hopes that they'll go home and do these things at home, or as they grow older, they'll continue a healthy lifestyle.